So this unit is coordinate geometry, so it's very important that we are familiar with the coordinate plane. So if we start by reviewing the important parts of the coordinate plane, we have the x and the y-axis. We have quadrants 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right here is the origin, which is also the coordinate point 0, 0. A horizontal line goes from left to right, and a vertical line goes up and down. But this unit, we're going to be talking about lines that are a little bit different, that might have a different slope. So for example, a slope refers to how steep a line is. This should be a flashback from Algebra 1. There are 4 different types of slope. So a positive slope is increasing as you go up from left to right, right? You have to think of it as if you're climbing a mountain. To go up, there is a positive amount of effort, as opposed to a negative, which is if you're going sliding down, it's relatively easy, right? It's doing the work for you. 0 slope is when there is no change. It is flat. It requires 0 effort for you to move. And an undefined slope is our vertical line, which is straight up and down. And it would be impossible for you to climb up this without actual climbing gear. So it's undefined, it's unclimbable. So those are the 4 different ways that we could have a line, and you should have learned slope-intercept form last year. B is our y-intercept. And M is our slope. So for any equation that I give you, y is equal to 3x minus 4. Our slope is 3. Y-intercept minus 4. If I give you y is equal to 10 minus 2x, even if the order is changed, you say the number next to the x, which in this case is negative 2 because it's the entire thing, and the y-intercept is 10. And then finally, you can also have a fraction as your slope as well. Now, if we want to graph a line, the first thing that you want to make sure you do is rewrite any equation into slope-intercept form. So you're solving for y in this case. You then start from the y-intercept and use your slope to move either up or down depending on what they give you. So for example, they give me this equation. I need y to be by itself, so I'm solving for y. So I want to move my x over to one side. So now I have 2y is equal to 16 minus 4x. And now y is the only variable, but I want to get rid of that 2. So I'm going to divide by 2. And now I'm dividing both of these by 2. So 16 divided by 2 is 8 minus 2x, because minus 4 divided by 2. So now my slope is negative 2, and my y-intercept is 8. So I plot my y-intercept on the y-axis, and now I use my slope to create another point. So my slope is negative 2. So that says my rise and my run. This tells me I'm going to go down 2. I'm going to go down 2 boxes and over 1 to plot my next point in this line, right? If I wanted to keep going, again, you would go down 2, over 1, down 2, over 1, and so on. You only really need 2 points to plot a line, but having more points generally makes it a bit neater of a line. So this is your line. And to get into good habits, we're going to label it. So this is y is equal to 8 minus 2x. And so now we're going to practice. So y minus x equals -4. So I have to get y by itself. So I get rid of the x. So now I have y is equal to x plus a -4, which is the same thing as subtracting 4. So here, my slope is 1, and my b value is -4. So I start at -4, and I'm going to go up because it's positive. Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And this becomes my line. Now again, I want to solve for y. So in this case, I'm going to move 4y over just to make it positive. So now I'd have 12x is equal to 8 plus 4y. Move the 8 over. We have 4y is equal to 12x minus 8. And divide by 4. Y is equal to 3x minus 2. We have a slope of 3, y-intercept of -2, so we start at -2. My slope is positive, so I'm going to be going up 3 over 1. Plot my points and connect. Right, so again, if we're converting to slope-intercept form, that is always going to be your first step. So we have to get the y by itself. So we have 4y is equal to 12 minus 2x. Divide by 4. Now when you divide, sometimes it's not going to end up being a completely nice number. So here, for example, we would have 2 over 4x. And if you simplify that, it's minus 1/2 x. So my slope here is -1/2, and my intercept is at 3. So I'm starting at 3, but now my rise over my run is I'm going to go down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. So sometimes you will end up with a slope that is a fraction, and that just changes how much you're going to be running. Instead of moving over 1, you might have to move over a different number. So y is equal to 3 minus 1/2 x. So here are some for you guys to try before going on to your homework. So here, if I want to solve for in terms of y is equal to 5 minus 7x. My intercept is 5. My slope is -7. So I'm starting at 5. And now I'm going to go down 7 and over 1. Again, down 7 and over 1. Plot your points and connect. This is a very steep line because the slope is so large. And we label y is equal to 5 minus 7x. We continue and must solve for y. So now we have 5y is equal to -3x minus 5. Divide by 5. And you get y is equal to -3 over 5x minus 1. So my slope is -3 over 5, and my y-intercept is -1. So we're starting at -1. Now my rise is -3, so I go down 3, and my run is 5, so I'm going to go over 5. And you would continue down 3, over 5. Plot your points And we have our line for y is equal to -3/5 x minus 1. Same thing, convert to slope-intercept form. Y is equal to x plus 5, so we start at 5 because that is my intercept. My slope is 1, so I'm going up 1 over 1, as it is a positive slope. Connect your lines. And we have our line y equals x plus 5. So when you convert this to slope-intercept form, we should have y equals 3x minus 4. Our y is 3. Our intercept is -4. So now we're going up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. Now again, you remember you only have to technically do 2 points. However, the more points you do, the better of a line you'll get, and it will help you when it comes to solving problems to have more line than less. So y equals 3x minus 4. So now for your homework. So some of these you're graphing, some of them you're just solving for slope-intercept form. So first, if we're graphing, right, if this equation would end up being 1/3 x minus 4, so I'm starting at -4. My slope is positive, so I'm going up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3. Plot your points, connect, and we get y is equal to 1/3 x minus 4. Again, here's the equation of the line. My y-intercept is -4. My slope this time is negative, so I'm going to be going down. My rise is 2, so I'm going down 2 over 3, down 2 over 3. Plot and connect. And now for the last couple for your homework, you're just converting into slope-intercept form. So you're solving for y equals. So here, I want to move the x over first, and we'll get that y is equal to -6x minus 9. Here, if I move the -3x over first, I now have a -6y is equal to -3x minus 36. Make sure you're keeping track of your negatives, because now you need to divide both sides by -6 to get y by itself. When you do -3 divided by -6, you get 1/2 x plus 6. Now again, we'll get rid of the x first. 20y is equal to 180 minus 24x. Divide both sides by 20. Now again, when you divide like this, you're dividing both of these terms by 20. So if we do 180 divided by 20, we get 9. And when we do 24 divided by 20, and if you're doing it in simplest form, do alpha y equals 24 over 20. It gives you 6 over 5. So that's our first lesson, reviewing slope, how to graph lines, slope-intercept form.